Well, by golly, by gum, here we are. Happy Monday. It's the 16th day of December, 2019, and due to circumstances beyond our control, we're back on the air. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your work week with us on the NCW Life channel. I hope you had a fantabulous weekend. This is the last full week of autumn. The winter solstice comes up on Saturday, the 21st. This December is just flying right by, and I think one of the reasons is we have such a much more compressed holiday shopping season, with Thanksgiving being as late as it possibly can be. Everything is like compressed by an extra week, and that's okay, but all of a sudden it's the 16th of December. I haven't even started my Christmas shopping yet. Shame on me. That's my bad, not yours. I'll work on it. Lots to get to today, lots of news to get to. How about those Seahawks? They did their part on Sunday morning, beating the Carolina Panthers, and then the Atlanta Falcons did their part Sunday afternoon, knocking off the San Francisco 49ers. So not only did the Seahawks punch their ticket to the playoffs, but they went from the number 5 seed in the NFC to the number 1 seed, just like that. But it's not over yet. But they're in the playoffs for, the 7th time in 8 years, something like that. 100th career victory for Coach Pete Carroll as the head coach of the Seahawks. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. We also have some news to get to and everything else you're used to. We have the Obscura holiday, a Mike McNaughty opinion, some celebrity birthdays, actually just one, but it's a pretty big one. Also today in history, and in the back half of the program, my conversation with Ken Osborne and Allie Shank from the Wenatchee Apple Sox, who dropped by and say hi. If you got a baseball fan in your Christmas list, we're going to talk about that. Plus, of course, they have a new manager, a new skipper for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. We'll talk about the decision-making process there. Love talking baseball this time of the year. It is 28 degrees, overcast, cloudy, foggy. Going to be a pretty quiet first couple of days of this work week, and then we're looking at some snow, some rain, some freezing rain. There's some active weather out there, and the passes are going to get hammered with a lot of snow come Wednesday and Wednesday night. All right, let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. Not really sure what we're going to be able to see today with the overcast and foggy conditions. That's the Omi Gardens camera looking down over the Stemilt area, the Stemilt complex. So you can see the Ottawasham Bridge, the East Wenatchee area, plainly into view. Now this camera, the Omi Gardens camera, is about at the same elevation as the cross camera, but for some strange reason we're going to start with that because my guess is the cross camera is completely unusable with the fog and the clouds. It's only 23 degrees. Yesterday's high was 31. Our normal high on Sunday should have been 32. It was a typical December day. Sunrise yesterday, or sunrise today, I should say. Sunrise today, 7:42. Sunset tonight, 4:11. These are the shortest days of the year. 8 hours and 29 minutes of daylight for us here in the Wenatchee Valley. Camera 2 brought to you by Megan, not Sky-Fi. She says, let's take a view. I got to look here. We're looking in that direction. I see lights. I want to say, I'm going to spitball here and say Steins. That's Hose Landing. Well, there you go. Good morning to our friends at Hose Landing. So my guess is what we're looking at there is probably the Ante-Ad area, maybe way off in the distance. Could be Rocky Ridge Dam, but depends on what direction she has it pointed. But I'm guessing that the traffic in the upper right-hand corner of your screen is US 97A on the Chelan County side, and in the middle of your screen, the headlights that you see are US 97 and Highway 2 on the Douglas County side of the river. I'm just guessing here. It's the best I can do, but I think it's a pretty educated guess, even though I didn't know it was Hose Landing. Megan threw a curveball. Camera number 3. Let's see if I can get this one right. Okay, well, that one shows me a little bit more light. Let's see. McNeil Canyon? Hey, I got it right. The top of McNeil Canyon. Still quite a bit of snow there. And you folks up in the Waterville, McNeil Canyon area, the upper elevations, you could get a pretty good dose of snow Wednesday night into Thursday. What we're really worried about down here is the possibility of some freezing rain Wednesday night. That's not what we want here in the Wenatchee Valley. Because of the elevation change, the folks where you see there could get more in the deal of snow. We're going to have a white Christmas? I don't know. Too early to tell. Camera number 4. It is off to, well, there's a gorgeous view of that lovely area that we'd like to call Wenatchee Heights. So that is that the cross camera? It's the other, we have 2 cameras. We haven't used this one in a while. We do have 2 cameras up there at Wenatchee Heights. One of them is the one that we call the cross camera. That's a 4K camera, and that's the one that we use every morning when it's usable. We also have a secondary camera. We call it Cross East. It's still up in the Wenatchee Heights area. It's slightly lower in elevation, and it points towards more the East Wenatchee area. So That's kind of the cross camera. That's looking a tad fogged over as well. Hey, it is what it is. The sunshine, by the way, is going to be taking the whole week off. We're not going to see any sunlight or any sunshine at all, I'm afraid. If you want sunshine, you're going to have to go up above the cloud cover, and then you're going to be dealing with some snow by the middle of the week. Good work for Megan here. All of those cameras, courtesy of Local Tel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup. All right, from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Patriot, by the way, will be right there. Here is your 7-day forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, not a lot to talk about today or tomorrow. Dry and cool and foggy, and then things get a little unsettled by the time we start getting to Wednesday afternoon. So nothing to talk about today. Some patchy freezing fog, cloudy, high of about 30. Patchy freezing fog, cloudy, 25 for the overnight low tonight. Patchy freezing fog and cloudy on Tuesday, and a high near 31 Tuesday night. Mostly cloudy overnight low of about 24. And then the first of a parade of systems starts to pay us a visit on Wednesday. Wednesday morning could get a little bit of light snow, and then it'll be a rain-snow mix, and then it could get a little on the freezing rain side on Wednesday. We have a 60% chance of precipitation. We're guessing right now, at least the National Weather Service is, probably snow, but not a lot. Less than half an inch of snow on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday night, although the snow level goes from 700 feet to 1,300 feet, we could get about an inch of snow Wednesday night here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, about a 60% chance of precipitation Wednesday and Wednesday night. Thursday, you're going to wake up, pretty good chance of some snow, then a rain-snow mix, and then by Thursday afternoon, it switches over to rain. And again, can't rule out some freezing rain, some pockets of freezing rain in some locations here in north central Washington. The snow level on Thursday will start out at 900 feet, which is why we're expecting snow here in the valley floor. As it warms up and switches over to rain, the snow level goes up to about 1,700 feet. 36 are high on Thursday, and whatever snow we get is going to be gone by Friday, because we're going to be up near 40, and they have a pretty good chance of rain, they tell us, on Friday. As you see there, about a 70% chance of rain, and then about a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. So we're going to stay pretty cool, pretty cloudy, rain-snow mix, and then plain snow Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. You'll wake up Thursday morning to some snow. It switches over to rain in the afternoon, and then rain probably on Friday, and about a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. Now that's around here in the north central Washington area. For the mountain passes, let's take a live shot of what's going on in the Cascades right now. This is a good time to go because things are going to get really bad by the middle of the week. That's a live shot of I-90 Snoqualmie Pass. Roadway is bare and wet. Nothing coming down. You're looking good. No advisories, no restrictions. Nothing coming down on US 2 Stevens Pass. Let's take a live shot of Stevens. There you go. Traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass. The roadway is bare and wet. You'll find some slush, and ice in places. Again, a traction tire advisory on Stevens Pass. No advisories, no restrictions on Blewett Pass. Roadway is bare and wet. Now, for the passes, no snow today, tonight, Tuesday or Tuesday night, just a little spittle here and there. The plows are going to be able to get way ahead of the game, but then Wednesday, here it happens. Check it out. Wednesday, especially by Wednesday afternoon, it's going to snow in the mountain passes. They're all going to get passes, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow on the afternoon on Wednesday. Wednesday night, 5 to 9 inches of snow, about 5 to 6 inches of snow on I-90, upwards of 9 inches of snow expected on Stevens Pass on Wednesday night. Thursday, 9 to 13 inches of snow. It's going to snow hard, they think, in the major mountain passes in the Cascades all day Thursday. Again, 9 to 13 inches of snow. Thursday night, more heavy snow. Friday, more snow. Could be heavy at times. And then snow expected Friday night and Saturday. So starting Wednesday afternoon and going through probably early Saturday morning, it's going to snow a lot in the major mountain passes. If you have travel plans, could get very dicey starting Wednesday afternoon, especially Thursday and Thursday night. 9 to 13 inches of snow, and then another 9 to 13 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. Hooray for you skiers and snowboarders. Not so good news for you folks traveling the mountain passes. It's 10 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and we're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is here, and CVCH wants to give your child a free sled to help them stay active. This January, plan to join us for a free event for the whole family. Free sleds, hot chocolate, and fun. For complete details, visit the CVCH Facebook page or check us out at cvchchillout.com.
Hi, my name is Jim Heinlein, owner and agent at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. There's so much new this year. In fact, we brought in a new consultant, Harley, to help us with all our Medicare changes. So if you have questions about how Plan F's going away or what drug plan should I use this year, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group and Harley and I will solve those problems for you. 888-2600.
We are back. We have overcast conditions, cloudy, foggy, and 23 degrees. We'll top off right around 30. Nothing really happening weather-wise today, tonight, or Thursday, or Tuesday, even into Tuesday night. Just kind of cloudy and foggy and overcast. No precipitation, but starting Wednesday and lasting into Saturday, we are going to see some precipitation, sometimes snow, sometimes rain, sometimes a mix of both. At 11 minutes after the hour, here's just making headlines. A tour bus driver killed and several students suffering non-life-threatening injuries. This all happened Friday morning when a Quincy school bus collided with a tour bus on White Trail Road. Several passengers on the tour bus also suffered minor injuries. Grant County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Kyle Foreman said all the students on the bus were taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center to be reunited with their parents. The accident happened shortly after 9 o'clock Friday morning. It also involved a third vehicle. This is all according to Kyle Foreman. White Trail Road, which is a popular shortcut between Highway 28 and Highway 281, was shut down while the accident was cleared. And authorities have identified the tour bus driver who was killed in this accident as 71-year-old Sydney Austin of Spokane. Well, the Chumstick Valley man who confronted a group of railroad workers with an assault rifle was acquitted of all charges on Friday afternoon by a jury in Chelan County Superior Court. Our very own Jefferson Robbins filed this report.
The defendant is guilty of the 4 charges of assault in the 2nd degree for those workers and for unlawfully imprisoning them by his actions as well.
His firing of that weapon was in defense of himself and defense of his property. He didn't point the gun at them and say, "Get off the property." He didn't threaten to shoot them if they didn't get off the property. He was terrified at that instant moment, and it all happened at once, and he cannot be blamed for that.
In the end, the jury sided with the defense. 6 men and 6 women say James Carl Brown, a 45-year-old National Guardsman who discharged an assault rifle while confronting a BNSF railroad crew last year, is not guilty of 4 counts of assault and 4 of unlawful imprisonment. Brown admitted arming himself late that night in October 2018, confronting the workers when their crew truck crossed near his home, and firing at least 3 shots into the ground to stop them from driving forward. But after his arrest by Chelan County deputies that night, he said the truck driver tried to run him over, and he did not act illegally.
I don't think it's right that I'm here in jail protecting and enforcing my own rights as a landowner and as an American citizen when individuals are on my private property. I've already asked them to leave once, and not once but now twice, and rather than back up, they're going forward. So, in my opinion, that it obviously, and even trying to run me over, shows hostile intent.
Brown is not the listed owner of the land where he lives, and the 4 BNSF workers said his acts left them in fear for their lives and afraid to move their truck. On the stand, he admitted refusing to let the crew move forward so they could turn around and exit on the railroad right-of-way.
And so what was the problem with the railroad workers driving right back out the way they came in?
At that point, with the multiple trespasses that had already occurred that evening, I was not at all going to permit them to continue trespassing on the property.
Even though they wanted to leave?
He could leave backing up, sir, as they were directed to do so.
Now that he's acquitted of all charges, the jury must decide whether Brown is eligible to have the costs of his prosecution paid by Chelan County under Washington's Stand Your Ground law. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. One of 2 men who are suspected of stealing more than $5,000 worth of tools and saws from an East Wenatchee business, charged with theft and trespassing. Douglas County deputies say Terrence Stetner and an unidentified man cut locks on an outdoor storage area at Valley Tractor in the early morning hours of November 25th and allegedly stole 4 chainsaws, a shredder, 2 leaf blowers, and 2 brush cutters and various assorted equipment. The theft was caught on video. Stetner, who is 44 and lives in Wenatchee, remains jailed in Okanogan County. Well, the city of Wenatchee is backing away from a controversial business and occupation tax that would have affected Confluence Health here in Wenatchee. The city sought to collect up to $600,000 a year from the hospital and clinics using a new tax ordinance targeted at large nonprofit healthcare providers. Confluence Health paid the city $330,000 in lieu of taxes last year, and at Thursday night's city council meeting, Confluence leaders say they've been left out of the loop in crafting the tax proposal.
We were aware that there were some rumors that a business and occupation tax had been discussed by the city and city council. However, we became aware of this potential B&O tax when I was contacted by Confluence Health board members and a physician member about the B&O tax being approved and in the final budget. I then called Mayor Kuntz, who informed me that the council needed additional funds to hire the police officers to deal with an increase in the homeless population downtown. Apparently at a city finance committee, there had been an ask, and it was stated that Confluence should be taxed. I asked for a copy of the ordinance and resolution, and the mayor stated that it was still being drafted and he would send it to me when it was completed.
Confluence Health is opposed to proposed ordinance 2019-44 for the following reasons. It would appear from our reading of the proposed ordinance that Confluence Health would be the only organization impacted. This is unorthodox, and the targeted approach of this tax highly suspect and possibly illegal based on our legal evaluation. It sets a precedent of taxing legally designated nonprofit organizations, and this is a very slippery slope.
By the way, the proposal did not advance through the city council, so it's pretty much DOA. Mayor Frank Kuntz of the city of Wenatchee said the city will look for other options for that budget. And it is 18 minutes after the hour. That's what's making headlines on this Monday. The news crew will be back at it again today, gathering up as much news as we can possibly cram into a half-hour program. It's the Nightly News with Grant Olson. With the preview, here's the man himself.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, on this final full week before Christmas, will we see some snow? I'll let you know in your North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have a complete wrap of the Seahawks game yesterday. That, all the day's news, and much more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. We appreciate it. By the way, in case you're just tuning in, Seahawks won. Spoiler alert. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. Don't forget, we love to hear from you, our viewers, and we try to give you a lot of different ways to do it. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com is also our website, and we have an icon there. It's called the Contact Us icon. You click on it, you fill out the form, you push send, and we get it that way. If you're a telephone user, pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number that you see is at the bottom of your screen during regular office hours. You can go to our Facebook page. Like us while you're there, I should say, and you can drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. Going to take a break. When we come back, we got sports, the obscure holiday today in history, one big celebrity birthday to pass along. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. I'm a conversation with Ken Osborne and Allie Schenk from the Wenatchee Apple Sox. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom with the NCW Life channel.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with Country 104.7 KKRV.
The Les Schwab Community Toy Drive is back.
Look for a drop box at sponsor locations and donate a new toy that goes directly to a deserving child in the Wenatchee Valley this Christmas.
We're especially in need of toys and gifts for teenagers.
There are several hundred teens in our valley that could use your help.
Please give the gift of a new toy at Christmas.
It's the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. Thank you.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa wants you to shop at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They have a huge variety of fun Christmas items in their Christmas cottage. There's so much to choose from, and it changes day to day. Santas and snowmen, holiday dishes and decor, Village pieces and ornaments to add to your collection or start something new. You can't beat the prices. What's old is new again for you in the Christmas Cottage at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Welcome back. 20 minutes after the hour, sports. Russell Wilson's 14-yard pass to Tyler Lockett got a first down. 2 minutes remaining. The Seahawks got to run out the clock, and boom. Seattle, as you see, beats the Carolina Panthers 30-24 yesterday, and they clinch a playoff spot for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons. Seattle also moves into first place. Yeah, technically it's a tie with the 49ers. The 49ers lost to the Falcons on Sunday, and the Seahawks own the tiebreaker as of now. They finished the season with Arizona and then at home against San Francisco. Russell Wilson completing 20 of 26 passes, 286 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Chris Carson ran for 133 yards and a couple of scores. And Tyler Lockett, 8 catches, 120 yards. It was the 100th regular season win for Seahawks coach Pete Carroll. Seattle scored on their first possession, as a first couple of 3 possessions, as a matter of fact. Russell Wilson completing 8 of 10 passes for 175 yards, a 19-yard touchdown pass to DK Metcalf. And boom, we were on our way. A couple of other touchdowns, and boom, at halftime it was 20-7, but Seattle had to hold on. At one point they led 30-10 with 7:28 left in the game. Carolina scored 2 late touchdowns, but as I mentioned at the top of the story, when the Seahawks got the ball back, they were able to get that all-important first down and run the clock out. There is some bad news, though. Seahawks have a lot of healing to do. They play without defensive end Ziggy Ansah didn't play. Defoe and Clowney didn't even make the trip. Cornerback Shaquille Griffin, tight end Luke Wilson, and safety Quandre Diggs. They all left the game at one point or another. And, of course, Bobby Wagner left the game in the 4th. Apparently it is some sort of ankle injury. Diggs' injury, by the way, may be worse than Bobby Wagner's. Seahawks return home on Sunday. The last 2 regular season games of the year are both conference games in their division. They'll take on the Arizona Cardinals, who we already beat earlier in the year, 27-10, and then they wrap it up with the San Francisco 49ers. All in all, it was a very good weekend for Seahawks fans. Just a couple of scores to pass along to you in high school basketball. Girls action on Saturday. Eisenhower defeated Eastmont 47-33. Moses Lake over Davis 51-38 in girls basketball. Boys basketball on Saturday. Ferris beat the Wenatchee Panthers. Eastmont over Eisenhower in boys basketball 89-71. Moses Lake defeated Davis in boys basketball 80-69. There is a backstory to that contest at Moses Lake High School on Saturday night, and Eric Granstrom will have more on that, we hope, with the sports later on this afternoon on the NCW Life Evening News, 23 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday, it's National Chocolate-Covered Anything Day. Whatever it is that you like to eat it and cover it in chocolate. Strawberries is fine, but I mean anything. Corn on the cob, turkey, orange juice, eggs. If it's food, today you're supposed to cover it in chocolate. How about chocolate-covered chocolate? That doesn't sound so bad now, does it? My dessert last night was chocolate cream pie, and then I added more chocolate to it. It is the holiday season, so chocolate is a staple of the holiday season, candy and chocolate. So whatever it is that you eat today, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever it is, you just cover it in chocolate. Some things cover in chocolate better than others, I guess, but today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. I mean, what the heck? Cover it in chocolate. I think I'll have a BLT for lunch with chocolate. Cover it in chocolate. That's today's obscure holiday. Today in history. This is the 246th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party. Yeah, members of the Sons of Liberty. They were disguised as Mohawk Indians. They were not sober, just a heads up on that. One of the great fallacies of the Boston Tea Party is that they were all angry, of course, about the Tea Act. They were protesting the Tea Act by taking a bunch of tea and dumping it right into Boston Harbor. And it was a protest against the Tea Act. They were also, well, most of them anyway, were inebriated at the time. Got the message across. It was one of the seminal moments that began the American Revolution, the famous Boston Tea Party. That's why they call it the Boston Tea Party, because, you know, tea parties. And they did party. By the way, tea, which was a staple of the American diet right up until December 16th, 1773. And then tea was so associated with the British Empire that the Americans pretty much quit drinking tea, and coffee became the caffeinated drink of choice. And one of the reasons was because of the Boston Tea Party, which happened on this date 246 years ago today. There's a lot to it, but I don't have time to give you all that information. You're going to hear a lot about this today. This is the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge, the beginning of the Battle of the Bulge. It's pretty simple. Of course, the United States have been just flying across France since D-Day, but by the middle of December, the troops were absolutely just wiped out from fatigue. They were hungry because their supply lines had been stretched all the way to nothing. They were out of gas. They had very short supplies, and by the time they got to where they were like, we need to take a break, and the Germans took advantage of this, and they rushed, and the Battle of the Bulge began. The Battle of the Bulge was the longest and single bloodiest battle fought by American troops in all of World War II. It took about 6 weeks, but they held back the German offensive. It was the last gasp for the Germans, and that was it. The Battle of the Bulge began 75 years ago today. December 16th, 1960, we got two events, significant events in the history of New York City. This one happened in 1960, 59 years ago today. United Airlines Douglas DC-8 and a TWA Lockheed Super Constellation that collided over Staten Island in New York City. The United Airlines jet flew into the TWA's flight path, and they both collided. Look at that. 128 people died, all the people on board both aircraft, and 6 more people on the ground in Brooklyn and in Staten Island. 1 child survived, had severe injuries, severe burns, and died the next day. 1 plane landed up in Staten Island. The other plane crashed in Brooklyn, New York. The mid-air, look at that unbelievable sight happened on this tape 59 years ago today. And this doesn't happen much anymore in New York, but it happened on this day back in 1985. Paul Castellano and his bodyguard, Thomas Bialotti, are shot dead on the orders of John Gotti. John Gotti took over the Gambino crime family, the largest and most influential crime family in America. Here's the news.
He was known as a godfather. He was murdered on the streets of Midtown Manhattan tonight. His name, Paul Castellano, the alleged mafia strongman, killed by 3 men wearing trench coats and firing automatic weapons at close range. Castellano's bodyguard driver was also killed in the attack. Witnesses say the killer simply walked away and got into a car and then disappeared. Castellano was being tried on federal racketeering charges.
Yeah, bad day for Paul Castellano and Thomas Bialotti. Again, these things really don't happen much in New York anymore, but Paul Castellano met his fate 34 years ago today. John Gotti took over the Gambino crime family. He was eventually convicted of multiple crimes in the early 1990s and died in prison. And finally, birthdays. Just one, but it's a biggin. Ludwig van Beethoven. He wrote everything. His famous 9 symphonies, including the 5th and the 9th Symphony. He wrote concertos, string quartets. He wrote an opera. He wrote solo piano pieces. He wrote big choral arrangements. He wrote what we would call today just plain songs. The guy was a musical genius. He was born in the state in 1770, died deaf at the age of 56 in 1827. I listened to a little Ludwig van Beethoven over the weekend. It was a good stress reliever. It was a strange weekend for me. So I popped a little Beethoven, especially the piano, the solo piano pieces and a couple of sonatas that got me through the weekend just fine. Happy birthday, Ludwig. And it's the bottom of the hour. A special reminder about Campbell's destination deal. They continued it. They only were supposed to do it for the month of November. Apparently it went over so well, they said, let's keep right on rolling with it. You know what it is by now. If you live in the north central Washington area, you can get a room at Campbell's Resort starting at just $95 a night. That is not a misprint. That's the real deal. It's the locals discount, the destination deal. So it's perfect for like a weekend. A little weekend getaway for the holidays, or you and your significant other just want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the big city and get up to beautiful Lake Chelan and just chill. Enjoy the folks at Lake Chelan, the hospitality at Campbell's. You can do so if you're local, starting at just $95 a night. That is an incredible rate. I would suggest you take advantage of this before the folks at Campbell's realize what's going on. Campbell's Resort going strong for 118 years. And finally, the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. Hey, we're into the home stretch now, folks. These are all the nonprofits who are going to distribute all the toys to the kids in our area. Our good friends at Sage, Casa Cashmere Cares, Women's Resource Center, Children's Home Society, and Serve Wenatchee Valley. They get the toys. What we need are toys, new, unwrapped toys, so every kid in north central Washington can wake up Christmas morning with a multiple amount of new unwrapped toys under the Christmas tree, thanks to all of our sponsors. All of these sponsors, by the way, are drop-off locations. So if you're out and about, you buy the new unwrapped toy because you want to be a part of the Les Schwab Toy Drive, and you go, what do I do with this thing? You can run it by any of those sponsor locations that you see there on your screen, and then the folks at the Les Schwab Toy Drive, and there's a lot of volunteers who are making it happen, will sort all the toys and send all the toys off to where they need to go. And a friendly reminder for this year, we are specifically looking for toys for older kids, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kids. That's a big need that we need this year specifically for the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. And again, we want to thank Les Schwab for spearheading the effort for the third big year. Going to take a break. We got an opinion from Mike McNaughty, and then last week, Ken Osborne and Allie Shank sat down with me to talk about Apple Sox baseball and maybe a stocking stuffer or two for the baseball fan on your Christmas list. That conversation's coming up. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
You've seen their rigs all over town. It's Young Bucks Landscaping. Licensed, bonded, and insured, Young Bucks Landscaping is providing the Wenatchee Valley with quality landscape installation and maintenance. You may be thinking of tree pruning, stump grinding, fall yard maintenance, or any host of home care projects. Let the hardest working, dependable staff of Young Bucks Landscaping handle the task. For more information, call 509-470-5684. Young Bucks Landscaping.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
I have a hereditary bone disease from the female side of my family. My bone loss was so significant that you could almost see the roots. I became embarrassed and I started covering my mouth. Eating became very difficult as far as I stopped eating apples, corn on the cob, things that you just eat as it is without utensils. Dr. Divis was my dentist prior to having implants. We talked about traditional dentures or implants, and implants was the only way really that I could go. John Divis and all of his office staff, they checked on me throughout all the processes. I would never go anyplace else. Today, I can eat corn on the cob. I can have apples. Thanks to Dr. John Divis and his staff, I have my smile back. I feel more confident. I am me again.
This is John Divis. Let our team help you solve your dental needs.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now,
If there's another school shooting in this country, the blame in part is going to fall at the feet of those people who've been crying for more governmental legislation and more restrictive gun laws. Now, maybe these things will help, maybe, but they're only going to help in the future. The only thing that has the hope of stopping whoever is out there right now who already has the guns to use is restricted access to schools with metal detectors and trained armed professionals on scene. And I'm sorry, that's true. Now, of course, this is totally unacceptable to those who say more guns won't solve the problem. Well, this attitude of being unwilling to recognize that nothing the government is going to do tomorrow is going to stop a school shooting today, they're going to be part of the blame for, God forbid, another school shooting. It's not a matter of more guns. The guns are already there, and that's the reality. And this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut. Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life Channel. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
We financed our home with the help of Tracy Dry through Guild Mortgage, and we were quite satisfied with everything she did.
Tracy takes the time to get to know you. She finds what your wants are, your needs, and what works for you and your family and your financial situation.
Everything was on time, and she took the responsibility off of our shoulders. So we would recommend her anytime to anybody.
She takes care of us.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or takeout options. Highlander Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week this winter. Contact Shalane, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Here it is, the dead of winter. Christmas is coming. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk Apple Sox baseball. They have an open invitation to come and see me whenever they want. And by golly, Allie and Ken have taken me up on that. Allie Shank is to my immediate left. She's the assistant. What is your official title, Allie?
The assistant general manager.
The assistant general manager. So what would make your title there, Ken?
That would make me general manager.
General manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's Ken like as a boss?
Pretty laid back.
Pretty laid back.
Pretty easy guy.
Yeah. We're here to talk Apple Sox baseball. Allie Shank and Ken Osborne. Ken hasn't been on the show in a long time. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's good to always talk Apple Sox baseball, even though it's Christmas time. We got a lot to touch on. But first things first, pretty exciting news. The All-Star Game is coming back to Paul Thomas Senior Field. I can't remember the last time you guys hosted it.
It has been over 10 years since we hosted the All-Star Game, and it was a big success back then, and it'll be a lot of fun this time, too. It's you get the best players from the whole league that come out. You get usually about 25 to 30 of the pro teams send scouts specifically for that game, and it'll be a fun night with the best of the best.
And how does that happen? Is it like you're in rotation? If you want it, you get it, or how does the team from the West Coast League get awarded the All-Star game?
That's kind of how it works. We try to spread it out league-wide so that everybody has a chance to host. There are certain teams that have turned it down just because maybe they don't have the staff or the operations to take care of it that season. This year it came up for us and we grabbed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have the staff and the infrastructure to put it together.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, which is one of the cool things about the Apple Sox, having worked with the Apple Sox, having televised games this last summer. You guys are always easy to work with. Always easy. Everybody, Allie and you and Joel and
Well, hope
Jose.
so. We try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be fun. So, working with our partners, and we appreciate you guys and all the support you show us, and all of our fans and our host families and our sponsors. That's kind of what makes the Apple Sox fun. Is it's small town community fun.
The All-Star Game, is it going to have the home run derby and all that other stuff?
That's still to be determined because
Okay.
they've changed the All-Star Game to where it is now just a one-day event.
Okay.
To try to shorten the season. And so with that in mind, we're wondering whether we have time for the home run derby or not. But we'll do something special for that night other than just the game.
And I know there's a lot of coaches who just don't like it because it screws up the swings of their players occasionally.
Absolutely. You're not always supposed to swing for the fences. And home run derby, that's exactly what you do. And so, I think we may not see the home run derby, but we might see something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Allie, I'm on your website, applesox.com, and I'm at the team shop. You guys got a lot of great presents for the holiday, for the Apple Sox fan on your holiday shopping list. You got some good stuff here.
Yeah, we definitely do. We actually just opened up our online holiday Christmas shop, so this is going live for the first time today.
Okay.
So you were browsing this.
Oh,
You're a
good.
beta tester over here.
There's some mistake on the prices, though. I mean, $20 for a shirt, you can charge twice that and be happy with it. That can't possibly be right. So all the different hats. I love the 20th anniversary hat, and I love the jerseys you guys did last year, the special jerseys.
They were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got auctioned off at the end of the year, and they went quickly. Everybody liked those jerseys as well.
But to me, the best promotion and the funnest promotion, I know because I got them both. I got the Marco Gonzalez bobblehead, and I got the Coyote bobblehead. The bobbleheads were a huge success this year, weren't they? Yeah. Whose idea was that?
I think it might have been Allie's. Allie and Joel, our broadcaster and communications director.
Right.
Yeah, it's just another way to thank fans for coming out to the games. Everybody loves, bobbleheads. They're lots of fun to have on your desk, and so we were lucky enough to find a couple of sponsors that wanted to participate with us.
Thank you to the IBEW and Denny's, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. For doing the bobbleheads, and so
amazing.
Very
What
good.
kind of super duper cool holiday gift deals do you have that people can look forward to?
So one cool thing that we're doing is I should have brought you on. We're doing ornaments, and so if you purchase anything off our website, we're also including an ornament for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
And so that will be tossed in with your order.
Does it look like a baseball?
Kind of. It's
Yeah.
a little bit round. Says socks,
It's got
but
a snowflake instead of
okay.
baseball in the middle,
Yeah.
so it's cute.
Okay, and that's for any purchase that you throw in.
Absolutely.
Now, can you simply go by your offices too during the day? Or
Yes,
is
you
that-
can.
Okay.
Yep, 610 North Mission. We're in Suite 204.
Can't miss it.
Yep.
You guys have been there forever.
For a long time.
For a long time.
Yep.
What is it that you guys are doing this time of the year? They it's baseball, it's December. They're not doing much of anything. That's a misnomer, isn't it, Al?
Oh, well, yeah.
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 How do you fill your time this time of the year?
With a ton of different things. We're doing sponsorships. We're talking about what we're doing for 2020. We're looking at different game nights, and we're hoping to toss in some huge specialty nights. I know we had talked about doing a Christmas in July, and so that's a big possibility for us.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff in the works in December. It's not just us lounging around tossing baseball to around. So we're doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing everything from merchandise to anything else that you could possibly think of.
And of course, the Apple Sox have a new skipper. You got a new manager coming in.
We
Yep,
do.
we do.
Yeah. Coach Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Lower Columbia. He's the assistant head coach down there. The associate head coach down there. And we were just really impressed with him. And we've always had a good relationship with their program. They've been very successful, and they always have put out quality players, not just on the field, but also quality players off the field. So that's what we're looking for. And Ian's very excited to come to Wenatchee.
Talk about the decision-making process, because as soon as Kyle announced that he would be stepping aside after 3 years, leading the team back to the playoffs, and they made a deep run into the playoffs, You guys got a lot of resumes because the word is out. The Apple Sox is the kind of organization that people want to coach for and that kids want to play for. Walk me through the vetting process to whittle it all the way down before you finally made that final decision.
You know, it's really tough. You just have to review a lot of different candidates and a lot of different material. It's so important. The job of the head coach is so important for the Apple Sox, and they don't just manage on the field, but like I said, they manage off the field. They are really a big part of your team. They are the face of the organization on the field, and so you want to find the right person. And so you spend a lot of time talking with different applicants, and that's phone conferences, in person if you can. But we had so many people apply, even from around the different, around the states and around different countries, that you don't always have a chance. But Ian came up as what we felt was the best all-around candidate by far. I think he'll do a great job.
And of course, there's a lot of road tripping and a lot of time on the bus. And when you're on the road, the coach is in charge of these kids, and they're still kids in many respects.
Absolutely.
And so you have to walk that fine line between we want to go out and we want to play baseball and we want to have fun playing baseball on the road, but on the other side, you gotta crack the whip sometimes.
Yeah.
You do. Go ahead.
And I think that's definitely a big thing that when we were considering our head coach was just making sure that they were someone who would be a really all around a really good person and a good role model for these players, because a lot of what they learn during the summer is honestly how to work with a team. It's not really about the baseball, the fine tuning, because they know all those mechanics when they come in to play the game in the summertime. It's more about how you learn as a representative of the team and learn how to potentially play in the major leagues. So it's more about the persona behind it and not really about the skills and everything.
Yeah, you can be a great baseball player, but if you don't have your act together from a maturity standpoint, you're probably not going to go very far.
No, and you won't be in Wenatchee very long
No,
either.
you won't be.
No, there are so many people that would like to play for the Apple Sox that you really have to be a special kind of player, not just on the field, but you have to be outgoing and community minded when you're here in Wenatchee as well. That's a big part of what we do, and they know that. The players know that coming in.
They represent they're representing this town, even though it's a transitional time in their lives. They're always going to remember the time that they spent in Wenatchee playing for the Apple Sox, but they're out there representing this little community when they're out and about doing things, being going to schools or autograph parties or whatever. They're out there doing that kind of stuff, and they got to.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the fun. I think they enjoy that. I don't think they get to do that a lot at their college programs. So when they come to a summer program like Wenatchee, it's more like pro ball, where you're expected to do some of the community-minded things. And I think the guys really enjoy that. Every time we talk to them, we always have lots of people that sign up to go do the wiffle ball games at the daycare centers or the YWCA or the YMCA and things like that. So we have lots of guys that want to do those things.
Yeah. And the camps, you guys always put on the camps.
Yes, we're gonna have 3 this year again.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really the most fun you can have as a little kid in the summertime in Wenatchee. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments that happened in the year that just passed. Again, we televised a number of games. There was a 5 or 6 year old kid. The game was over, and he went out in the field and got autographs from these Apple Sox players. And the Apple Sox players didn't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
You want me to sign something for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were like, okay. Nobody's ever asked me for an autograph before.
Yeah.
So
to the kids in the valley, I think they look at the Apple Sox players just like they would the Mariners.
Sure, absolutely. Schedule is set. You can go on to the website and check out the schedule.
Absolutely.
So the usual rivalries are back. We got Walla Walla on the docket. We got Yakima on the docket.
Yep.
All the teams that we'd love to beat.
Absolutely.
That kind of deal. And of course, are you still filling in the non-leagues, or are they done?
We're done now.
Okay.
We've got those all in place. And we've brought in the Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars. So they'll come in for a couple of games. And then we have a PIL team from our old league that always comes in too. So
That league is still around?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit different model than ours.
Yeah.
I've been very proud of how the West Coast League has grown throughout the years and just gotten better and better, while some of the other collegiate leagues have struggled, and our league is going strong. And that's
The thing
a
I
big
like
deal.
about the West Coast League that this jumps out at me every time is all the owners and all the front office people, but specifically the ownership group of each of the teams. They're baseball people.
Yeah.
They're into baseball. Jose's into baseball. He's not, there's a dollars and cents and a bottom line involved in this. It's a business, but the bottom line is he's a baseball fan.
Huge baseball fan.
Yeah, which makes going to work so much easier.
Absolutely. He loves the game, loves going to the games. That's the highlight of, I think, his year. And so it makes it fun, and that's contagious.
Host families, Allie. There's always you always look for host families, aren't you? That doesn't change, right?
Always looking for host families.
And my good friend Marcy, class of '83, shout out, is doing her thing again this year. She's in charge of it.
Yes, she's still our host coordinator. She's awesome. So.
Okay, so people are out there saying I got a spare bedroom or whatever, and they'd love to have an Apple Sox player. First of all, what does it entail, and how does it go about doing it?
So as a host family, you get tickets to the Apple Sox games. So you get to go and watch your player actually play over the summer, which is awesome. And it basically, the guys are gone half the summer, and so they're
And
there.
even when they're in town, they're at the ballpark a lot.
Yes,
They're normally
very
at the
busy.
ballpark.
Yeah.
So they basically don't spend a lot of time at home, which is nice, but also not so nice for the host parents who actually want to get to know the kids and play ball with them and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're normally quiet. They normally kind of keep to themselves, and you just have to provide a room and a bed.
And
that's it.
That's about it. So
A few dinners, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Throw in dinner, throw in an extra plate of dinner, and then you're pretty much
Wouldn't
good.
mind feeding them. That's no big
Yes.
deal.
Yeah.
So anything else while I have you here? We got the new coach. It's holiday season. Buy anything and get yourself an ornament. All-star game. What host families? Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. That's pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad for.
That's great
for a guy with a slow leak in his head. I can come up with some pretty good stuff there. Have a great hot stove league. Yeah, and as soon as we get fired up and get closer and closer to the baseball season, I love baseball. It's my favorite sport.
Mine too.
My viewers will know that. Although I must say I'm in the minority here at the TV station. I'm a baseball fan. Eric is a baseball fan. Grant kind of follows baseball, and the rest of them they don't know or don't care.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. I'm working on it.
That's right.
Every day I'm working on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a huge baseball fan to enjoy coming out to a summer
That's the whole
evening
deal.
at the Apple Sox.
I mean, right, the ketchup and mustard braces are worth the price of admission alone.
There you go.
So there you go. Allie, it's good to see you. Say hi to Joel for me. Right? Ken, as usual, say hi
Thanks
to
for
Jose.
having us.
Yeah, anytime. Go Apple Sox and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, absolutely. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCP Live channel. We'll be right back.
Is it time for you to start planning your Christmas party, a staff lunch meeting, or just a space to bring all your holiday visitors in town for a family meal? Give the Walkabout Grill a call and use one of our private dining areas in Wenatchee or in Leavenworth. That's right, at either end of the valley, you'll find a healthy dining option that everyone in the group can agree on. This is Sean, and I'd like to invite you to celebrate your holiday season around our table. Walkabout Grill, Wenatchee and Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
Hi, Steve Nelson here, owner of Nelson Motorsports here in Wenatchee. We have a ton of winter specials going on. We have kids ATVs starting at $7.99 that come with throttle limiters and remote stop and start for child safety. If you're tired of pushing snow, we also have snow blowers for $3.99. All of our products come with a 6-month warranty, and we have a full service shop for all your motorsports needs. Stop by and check out all of our products. We provide family fun at affordable prices.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
We're back at 55 minutes after the hour. Let's have a little fun to get you out the door here on this Monday, the 16th day of December. Let's take one more little tour, quick little tour around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. So it's about an hour later from when this show started. We still have the low clouds and we still have the fog, and that's what we're going to be dealing with today. It's going to be dry and cool and foggy and cloudy today, tonight, tomorrow. Most of the day, Tuesday night on into Wednesday. Things change Wednesday, though. Forecast details are coming up. Good morning to our friends in the Old Station Industrial area from our Omi Gardens camera number 2. Hopefully we can see more this morning. That is the Hose Landing camera that I believe that we looked at earlier today. Now I can see, hey, I was accurate an hour ago. The Hose Landing camera is pointing down to the south, as we can see where the Indiana River flows into the mighty Columbia indeed. Beautiful view from Hose Landing. From our Sky-Fi high-speed wireless towers and cameras, our PTZ cameras, camera number 3, top of McNeil Canyon, I believe. So there's Lake Chelan way off there in the distance. As you can see, not a lot of snow out there. Grant is kind of hedging his bets on whether we're going to have a white Christmas. We are going to get a little bit of light snow later on this week. Lots of snow in the Cascades, but Christmas is just too far away to really give us an accurate idea. Camera number 4. That's the other cross camera. That gives you an idea of how thick the fog is. Some of the fog is freezing fog, by the way. This is a secondary camera, not too far from our primary cross camera at Wenatchee Heights, but that's what we're dealing with there. Somewhere down there is the Wenatchee Valley. Trust me, we haven't gone anywhere. So that's a quick little tour around our valley and North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Now that the sun is up, we can see what's going on, which isn't much. From Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, we want to take another look at your weather forecast. And there you go. And as I mentioned, not a lot happening today. Just patchy freezing fog, cloudy, and an overnight low, afternoon high, I should say, of about 30 degrees. Patchy freezing fog, cloudy tonight, 25 at the overnight low. We do it again Tuesday. It's just, wash, rinse, repeat. Lots of clouds and a high near 31. Tuesday night, a system begins to work its way in. And then by Wednesday, we have a chance of snow mixed with rain at times. There's a 60% chance of a rain-snow mix. We're going to get maybe a half an inch of snow Wednesday. Best chance of measurable snow will be Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. We could wake up Thursday to some light snow, but we're talking less than an inch of snow expected Wednesday and into Wednesday night, into Thursday. And then it switches over to rain. By Thursday afternoon, the National Weather Service expects the Thursday morning snow to become Thursday afternoon rain. Warm up to about 36 degrees, and then whatever snow we get is going to be melting away. As you can see, we'll be up near 40 on Friday, and we have a pretty good chance, about a 70% chance of rain, not snow, on Friday, and then we'll have some rain likely on Friday night. Chance of rain goes down to 50% on Saturday, and then Sunday, the first day of winter, cloudy, and a high near 39 degrees. That's what's going on here in the North Central Washington area. Let's take you up to the mountain passes real quick. The big story of the mountain passes is not what's going on right now. It's what's going to happen a little bit later on in the week. I'll get to that in just a little bit. Live shot of I-90 right now. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. On Stevens Pass, live shot there. Traction tires are advised. Scattered clouds up above. It's not raining. It's not snowing. The roadway is bare and wet. Some slush and ice in places on US 2. There's a traction tire advisory. No advisories, no restrictions on Blewett Pass. Live shot of US 97. There you go. You're looking good. Roadway is pretty much bare and wet. Weather for the passes today, nothing really happening today, tomorrow, Tuesday or Tuesday night. But take a look at your winter weather action for Wednesday night and Thursday. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, a rain-snow mix, maybe even some freezing rain, small pockets of freezing rain possible on Wednesday night into Thursday. But the story for the passes is starting Wednesday night and really lasting all the way through Saturday. Snow on Wednesday. They're expecting 2 to 4 inches of snow in the Cascades. Wednesday night, 5 to 9 inches of snow Wednesday night. Thursday, heavy snow all day, 9 to 13 inches of snow on Thursday, and then heavy snow expected Thursday night. Heavy snow on Friday for the mountain Cascades, for the Cascade Mountains, and then a little bit of light snow here and there over the weekend. But if you're traveling over the mountain passes starting Wednesday afternoon, and especially Thursday and Thursday night, the snow is going to be coming down big time. It's going to be covering the passes. The plows are going to be doing their best to keep up. Poor visibility, the whole 9 yards. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, not really so much. Thanks for starting your Monday off with us. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow morning live at 7 a.m. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.